Hello, so I'm going to show you my senior art exhibit. It's entitled Comfort Food, and it's all themed around food. I definitely aim to make people smile, and I'd really like to bring that one day to children's book illustration. So I did make a coloring book page that had a Mad Lib that I made on it. I think art exhibits can get a little bit pretentious and not walk off the street and feel like you're allowed to be there. But I want mine to feel very, very welcoming and interactive. First, you come to the Pick Your Pack little series that I wanted to feel like a choose your own adventure. So you can interpret that how you want. And when I tell people that, they get surprised. They don't want to interpret it any way they want. They want to know, what does it mean if I pick this? Like, that's the fun. You get to decide what you get to do. I have ideas of my own, but I want you to be able to drive a story of your own. Next, we have the little wall that has the frames with the tiny, tiny teapots and teacups, along with a illustration that was done for a children's storybook contest, actually. Oh, next is childhood snacks. You get to see one of the labels I made, and you'll notice that sometimes a label like this will have little background information that you can read into so that you can get as much out of it as you want, look into it as much as you want. The snack rabbit, as I like to call him, who ate that whole lettuce, so he's a big lumpy guy after he eats the lettuce whole. And then we come to an I Spy series, which is the oldest work that's in here, which is why it's a little bit different of a style. But I'd say it's the one that actually started it all and actually made me realize, like, I love doing these children's book ideas. Next are these panda cakes and their counterpart pancakes. These little characters are based on how I used to say pancakes when I was really little. I pronounced it panda cakes, so I thought it'd be really cool to bring to life as little characters. You see different characteristics like whipped cream ears, or blueberry ears in syrup coloring or strawberry coloring, and then of course the pancakes to match. So for this little painting I made stencils. So next is this corner with the bookshelf where I made fake little cookbooks, cookie tins that have cookie flavored sewing supplies or sewing supply flavored cookies because that's always a mix up in grandmother's houses. Oh, and measuring cups are in there with different cooking utensil related puns. This is the Florist and the Baker series. I thought, how cool would it be if I did a florist and a baker's sort of love story? All of that came around the basis of if a couple gave each other flour and flour, but for their different occupation. The baker is getting flour that they can cook with, and the florist is getting flowers. And I thought that'd be a very sweet story basis, and I get to include my Whiskey Away design from a graphic design course that I took. This is just a tiny one-off painting on its own wall. It's still very related, and it's the one that's least children's booky because of the joke, but its design is consistent, and its subject matter in making someone smile and being silly is still its core reason for being there. and it's still food, obviously, so I think it still belongs there, even though it's definitely not one I wanted a question on whenever the kids came. This is the food fight watercolor that I wanted to be like a fight poster. So you've got, let's see what their names are. Ready to Stomach Rumble, the greatest food fight in history. The Beef Stew and Primo Marinara. And there's just all kinds of puns in there, like see you at the onion ring. And then next we've got, I found this very old children's book that I couldn't find the actual text online. It was called Mud Pies and Other Recipes. So I illustrated what I thought that would look like and then wrote my own little fun recipe for a mud pie. Thank you very much for watching this, and I talked about everything so in depth. I'm sorry, and I hope it was interesting. And I'll see ya. Bye.